Yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to the Nerd Crate. Welcome back to my little show called Craig House, where I try to connect a few communities. And tonight we're gonna hang around with Lucas Budz from Wrestling with Evil. So stay tuned.
What's up?
So, back we are. How's it going, dude?
Nothing. Just hanging out. Woke up a little bit ago. You know, hanging out.
So chilling, pretty laid back. You mean?
Pretty much laying back.
Sounds good. Sounds good. What's on your schedule later on? You gonna do anything today, or just gonna go back into streaming with a Monday morning? Because you know, Lucas got a YouTube channel called Wrestling with Evil. We're gonna delve a little bit into that a little bit later on, and also where you can find it. Links down below. But you usually stream around from Monday to Friday. Is that right?
Yep, Monday through Friday. Anywhere. I usually start anywhere from 5 o'clock to like 8 o'clock. All depends on the craziness of the day, because you know, with everything going on with the whole quarantine and stuff like that, you know, I have to go out to the store. I also take care of my dad full time too. My dad's 75.
Okay.
He's really old, so he has problems walking and his memory and stuff like that. So I got to do stuff with him. So yeah, usually around 5, 8 o'clock, anywhere in between.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. And then you essentially got the weekend off, or do you also stream over Saturday, Sunday sometimes?
I like to keep weekends open for extra stuff like this, or you know, sometimes I do tier lists. But yeah, I usually try and relax on weekends, because the stress of you know, streaming 5 days a week gets kind of hectic sometimes. You know.
I got you.
Yep.
So we got our first dude in the chat. Dr. Mindbender said, "What's up, Luke, my friend?"
What's up, Brian? How you doing, brother?
So yeah, I got a few questions going down the line. You know, I just want to get to know you a little bit. You also pulled down some action figures. We're going to delve into that a little bit. But let's just start with, why did you start YouTube? Like, what was your idea behind that? Was that something you were, I don't know, kind of looking into for a longer time, or was it something that you said, you know what, I'm going to do YouTube?
I think the thing that that started, you know, me really thinking about, you know, my life and where I wanted it to go. I was working really shitty jobs. I wasn't getting anywhere, and you know, like all the bosses in like supermarkets or whatever, they're like 50 something. They don't get managerial positions till they're 50, and I didn't want to waste my life, you know, like just having people tell me what to do. I wanted to be my own boss, and I thought, you know, I started watching like YouTube channels like AVGN, the Angry Video Game Nerd, the Residents of Evil, Going in Raw, which is a really, really awesome wrestling review channel. You should check them out. They're awesome. They're a bunch of old guys that like to talk about wrestling. Who doesn't?
That's cool.
And I started watching those channels, and I was just like, dude, why am I not doing this? There is no reason for me not to do this. So I did my research. I looked up, you know, up all the stuff that I needed, you know, a PC, microphone, all that stuff. And I was just like, you know what, I could pull this off. And then, you know, when I was working one day, it kind of hit me. It was just like, Wrestling with Evil. Wow. Okay. It almost came to me in like a dream, you know. It was just kind of happened from there, you know. I just worked my ass off to get where I am right now, and you know, yeah, it's hard. It's hard out there.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, YouTube is hard shit. Especially also, that's what my buddy Den always says. Like, we're a later generation of YouTubers. You know, we gotta make our stand where all the other channels, everybody else, essentially took their mark. You know, they have their spot. They have all their fans and whatnot. They have all the super chats, and they're putting money in there, and you know, buying all the new T-shirts and stuff like that. And we're just here trying to make a stand for ourselves. And I think that's rather hard, but that's where longevity comes into play. You know,
it's definitely not easy. You know, people think that, oh, hey, this guy's playing video games. Oh, this guy's talking about this. This is easy shit. This isn't a job. You know, like my brothers get on my shit all the time for, you know, doing YouTube and whatever and not making money right now. But here's the thing. It's like sometimes you have to invest your time and do what you love, and then eventually you get it back, you know? Like it doesn't take rocket science to figure that out. But also it's like you got to work hard whatever you do, because, you know, in order to get somewhere, nothing's going to be handed to you. Like you have to work for it, you know?
Yeah. That's also what I said. That's also a good point how you took it, how you started essentially. I also said to myself, I want to do that. I want to make more of my figures and what I know about that. So I just went ahead and made the channel and also got me the soft boxes and stuff and what I needed to do. The channel, the videos, the photos, whatever. So, but it's always fun, you know. I love editing videos. It's a hard time, but I think essentially we're gonna go there. It just takes a little time. So you already, of course, took a little bit ahead, because essentially what you said is you love Resident Evil, and then you watch a channel about wrestling. So you go wrestling is with evil. So that's essentially where the name came from.
I just put two and two together, you know, two things that I love. I've been watching wrestling since I was 3 years old. The first match I ever saw was Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker in Hell in a Cell. And lo and behold, that was the debut of Kane. So that right there is what kicked off horror for me. And then my dad bought a PS1 the day it came out. And I was so young. I think it came out, 92 or 93, PS1. But at any rate, he bought two games. He got Tekken 1, and he got this Madden football game. He hated the football game so much. He hated that fucking game with a passion. And then my brother was just like, oh, they have a really, really cool game out. It's called Resident Evil. You should check it out. You should get it. My dad got it. He fell in love with it. And I remember it just scared the shit out of me, man. That game.
First one was so bad. I had all the curtains closed, man. I had it all dark, and I was I wasn't over my head, dude.
When that first zombie turns around, you know you're fucking in for it, and then that's the tone throughout the whole game. Creepy ass music, you know, the wallpaper on all the walls in the game is just really creepy. Sounds, just man, Resident Evil's the best.
Yeah, but for me, you know, it took a little bit of a downfall. I'm not want to hate too much, because they all got their standing, you know. But I think like the true spirit of Resident Evil came to a halt when Resident Evil 4 hit, because then it became more action.
True.
That became more action. Like to me, essentially Resident Evil 1, 2, 3. I already also dislike Code Veronica more. So the first original trilogy, that is pretty much for me. When Raccoon City was destroyed, that was a good close. I mean, of course, there's more behind there with Umbrella Europe and all that stuff, and the whole company doesn't die right away. But I don't know. With the end of Resident Evil 3, that was kind of a close for me, and I want to play the remake too. I love the Resident Evil 1 remake, and also Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 kicked your fucking ass, man. Like impossible headshots. That was, I don't know what Capcom thought about that. You should think like with undead and squishy heads and everything, like they should pop like melons, but obviously they're kind of bulletproof. I mean,
they do. It's all depending on luck, pretty much.
Yeah, but still, you should think when you fire like 12 rounds into a head, they should pop. Then maybe.
I mean, it all depends, I guess. There's no such thing as zombies, so they just wanted to make the regular zombie feel scary again, which they definitely did for sure. They
did for sure. When 3 or 4 of those guys, and then also Liquor, and then Mr. X comes down that hallway, you can essentially you know what? I'm gonna put the control to the side. I'm just gonna make myself a pizza. This is going nowhere.
Yeah, right.
So, but yeah, that's a big parallel we got with Resident Evil, man. That we love that franchise, and I hope they're gonna do more. Currently, rumors are around. I believe that that Resident Evil 4 remake is coming?
I mean, I hope they do. I hope they do. The thing about 4 is, like you said, the action stuff, you know, it's very, very actiony. I think Resident Evil 3 was a little bit actiony. I think that's
but only a slight bit due to the weapons and everything. There was, you know, the whole, you had the whole city on lockdown with emergency and stuff and anything. Lockdown. So they had all the automatic weapons. A little bit more action is needed there. That of course makes sense, and it also makes sense to be more action oriented because of 2 was already a little bit slower because it was after that apocalyptic situation. Which happened beforehand. With 3, everybody's dead. So it was all a little bit more laid down. And then Resident Evil started it all over again with 2. And then the aftermath with 3. So I think that works, what they really did. But I heard a lot of criticism with the 3 remake, which was bad. They cut a lot of stuff out.
I liked Resident Evil 4. 3 remake, they cut a lot of stuff out, which I was very, very disappointed on. They cut the clock tower part out, which is like, come on, man. That part of the game is really iconic. They cut out the graveyard part, which that's my favorite part of the game. By far, when those zombies come out of the grave in 3, you remember that? It's just like, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but oh shit, the zombies are coming to life from the grave. That's scary shit.
Also, just Nemesis. That Nemesis isn't there so much to actually chase you. Only 1 or 2 instances, and then otherwise only cutscenes. I don't get that. It's just weird. Yeah. But what did you want to say about 4?
I want 4 to be remade, solely for the fact that I don't like QTEs. I think they're kind of a waste of time. You know, I hate having to mash buttons during an FMV sequence. I would rather watch something, you know, sit back and get immersed into a story than have to mash buttons. That pisses me off.
Depends on the genre. Like QTEs work with God of War, but I think they have no actual justification in Resident Evil. That's a different genre.
Yeah. It's it doesn't feel like horror when I'm mashing a bunch of buttons, you know. And also like Ashley, she's really annoying. I hope they make her a little bit more useful. Maybe make her able to pick up some items for you. That would be interesting. Or just be a little more useful. Have like a little pea shooter handgun to help you out a little bit, maybe. Possibly.
That's right.
Or like or a BB gun, or like a sorry. Or maybe have like a BB gun, or like I don't know, something stupid like a slingshot. That would be cool.
That would be something. I didn't ever play Resident Evil 4. Like I just like the whole scenario. I read the reviews and everything back in the day, but I don't know. 4 didn't get it to me. Like I thought they would continue with Chris Redfield and also Jill Valentine after they teased that Barry saved Jill from Raccoon City, but then they took Leon, and with all those plagas and that parasite thing. I don't know. It's like weird. But Dr. Mindbender is pretty much on our side, so that works.
Yeah, I agree. He comes into my streams all the time. He's an amazing person, solid dude. Yeah, and now he's on my channel too, dude. Much appreciated. Glad you have me. Much appreciated, man. Thanks for stopping by, dude.
So of course we know each other from Instagram, and I also think that also Instagram is an interesting, different niche from social media, because YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram work 3 different ways. I feel like Facebook, you have a little bit more of a comment section. You can always type. Instagram, you got the comment section too, but overall, Instagram is essentially a quick time event. You watch pretty quick over anything.
Yep.
So that's super quick.
Yeah.
And YouTube is more for the long run, but to get stuff there, it's rather hard. So we got ourselves know over Instagram. How's Instagram running for you, dude?
See, I love Instagram because I like posting pictures of stuff that I like. I don't really like posting pictures of myself. I'm not a very vain person. I'm not obsessed with my looks. So, you know, I mean, I'm a decently good-looking guy, but I love a lot of nerdy stuff, and I want to bring a little bit of myself out there in front of everybody and show the world what I got, you know?
Me too.
What I like.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
That sounds good. But you also, since you said nerdy, you also collect.
Yes.
What do you collect?
I collect action figures. I collect these little stupid figures called. Have you ever heard of homies before?
No, is that like Shark or something?
They're like little figurines. I don't have them anywhere, around me right now. But I collect action figures, video games. I collect those homies. They're like limited edition. You can't find them anywhere right now. They were sold in like bubblegum things.
Mm-hmm.
Like you put a quarter in, you turn it. I forget what those things are called.
I know what you mean. Those little red automats, and where you just put stuff in.
Yep.
Yeah, we got those too.
But they stopped selling them in America, unfortunately, because of like them representing gang life or whatever, or I don't know.
Huh?
Yeah.
Watch my face. Huh? It doesn't make fucking sense. Like over here in certain corners of the town where stuff is not being, cherished or stuff, and also not really groomed or anything, we still find those. But I don't think the gums in those aren't good anymore. So just for the shits of it, for the nostalgic value, just putting some money in there. But I think the little gun, I don't think that's a too good idea. But you took some action figures down. You just showed me. What do you get there?
Okay, so I'm a big wrestling fan. I got this action figure the other day. This is Jeff Hardy. Yep. He's got his tattoos. He's in a pose. Man, I love Jeff Hardy. He has the little rag right here. You can remove it. Yep. And basically, this is like the 2003 version of Jeff Hardy. I like the bendy chest. So yeah, bends that way. High kicks. Do whatever, and swanton bomb, baby.
Looks
Look at
good.
that. Just like,
Looks good. Yeah.
Yep. And I have these are the ones that I wanted to show you. So I have Mortal Kombat's Goro.
Oh, that's a really old Goro figure.
Yep. It was from the 25th anniversary edition.
Okay.
They also have one in Goro's lair with Johnny Cage, and he looks all messed up. He's battle damaged. But yeah, I love this Goro. He's awesome. He has the yin yang right there on his belt.
Yep.
And he has forearms. They're pretty posable. His like legs go up pretty far. But yeah, he's a really nimble Goro.
He looks weirdly similar to Storm Collectibles Goro.
Really?
Wait a second. I'm just gonna grab him.
Okay.
Like Storm Collectibles Goro looks very, very similar. Looks a little bit more aggressive.
Oh, I like that one though. Oh man.
So that's super dope. You have like soft cover on the top, where you can have an actual ab crunch. The forearms are articulated. Yin yang on the front also. Toe tilt. So
love it.
Exchangeable hair.
Oh, okay. That's what's
still a little bit more flexible ponytail, and the detailing on the back is also super sick.
Yeah, this one, it's a little bit odd. I don't know. I like that one so much better. He looks more of like, a Shokan there, but
yeah, like really realistic.
It could be better. This is a pretty cheap figure, but it takes it home for me. That thing probably was worth like $200.
Actually no, 100.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. They're when they're new, they're not as expensive, but due to the fan community and everything, they increase in price rather quick.
Definitely.
But they also come with a shit ton of accessories. Like it comes with multiple blasting effects, like his little green Hadouken thingies, exchangeable head, exchangeable hands. So there's a lot of stuff. Like you can actually clench the fist. So
that's awesome.
So I think that's really cool. I've been standing like this on Shao Kahn's throne and watching over the warriors.
That's awesome.
So that's dope. Storm Collectible is amazing. I wanna get the Scorpion too and everything, but I got a little bit of a different rabbit hole running. I got Transformers running, and I got a little big one coming soon. So I'm happy about that.
Man, I have so many figures that if I showed you, that would be literally, that would probably be a 12-hour long video. I have thousands, but
Yeah, thousands I don't have, but my room here is full. That's actually my collection room. So I have the RoboCop here, Transformers back there, Voltron there, Mortal Kombat, Terminator. I also got a lot, but it's not thousands. I'm more selective, you know.
What's funny is that my dad's also a collector too. That's where I got it. So, you know,
my dad too. My dad collects 1 to 87 truck models.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, I mean, we all start somewhere, right?
That's it. And obviously somewhere in the genes. Somewhere in the genes.
Exactly. So I have Shao Kahn.
Ah, okay. That's the Mortal Kombat 9 one.
Yep. This is the hammer's a little bit bent. That's just because I put him in a shelf.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, see, head moves, you know, bendy chest, legs, he can do a split. And I love his armor. I actually love how this figure looks. I love the plating right here, which is, you know, it's typical Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's him.
I got the Shao Kahn here too. More Mortal Kombat 2 looking. He's on the throne, so opposing that is rather hard. So I'm not going to take him down. But Shao Kahn's Storm Collectible is also beautiful.
Oh man, I have to get some links from you, brother. But
Will do.
So I'm also a big fan of Ultimate Warrior. So I have an Ultimate Warrior action figure. He looks badass.
Since you showed that was my first wrestling match ever. Hulk Hogan versus Warrior at WrestleMania 6. That's the first one I ever watched.
On his knee pads, there's the Macho Man, and that's Ultimate Warrior.
Dope. Cool.
So this was WrestleMania. I can't remember one of them.
Me neither. I mix up facts now too. We're fans. That's all that matters.
There's so many damn WrestleManias.
Yeah, but that's true.
Also, I'm a big hardcore wrestling fan.
Okay.
Like the hardcore stuff, like
Terry Funk and stuff.
Oh yeah. So I got Mankind.
Not bad.
And he has Mr. Sacco. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, those figures get detailed now too. It's pretty crazy with the new ultimates and everything. With the tire you can change out and accessories. They go a little bit down the Storm Collectibles and also SH Figure Arts route with double jointed knees and stuff. You can do something with them. It's cool.
I've always said action figures to us is like Barbies for girls. Like we could accessorize all of our shit and, you know, like we play around with all of our action figures and it's good fun. I hate when people call action figures dolls though. That really pisses me off.
Yeah, it's just in the same vein. It started out with Barbies, like, you know, that big guy here. That's also essentially more like a Barbie because you have the actual soft goods here and everything. Yeah. But it started out with Barbie, but it's not like Barbie anymore. So I know where you're coming from, but that's only the basis. But we now have stuff to actually exchange to. So.
I mean, I feel like action figures are better though. I've always hated the look of Barbies. I never really got it. I don't know.
Super stiff and everything. It's for girls.
Yeah, it's for girls.
But they also get more premium nowadays, like with actual collector lines for movies and stuff.
That's true.
They do something. It's cool.
But yeah, also I have I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan, like one of my favorite shows ever.
Cool.
So I just got Beerus probably about a couple months ago.
Nice.
Maybe a year ago actually. His
Bandai SH Figure Arts, yeah, right?
Yeah, I think it is Bandai. It was this Fighter Z series or something like that.
Right, they got that too.
Yeah, the more recent toys that they're coming out with now.
Yeah, that's it. Then that's SH Figure Arts.
I also got Piccolo.
That's one of my favorites. I love that dude.
Oh, dude, I love Piccolo. He's so badass. And his cape comes off and whatever. I don't know if I can get it off.
You need to pop off the hat probably.
Yeah, maybe. No, the hat doesn't pop off, but I won't mess with it now. But yeah, that's Piccolo.
Yeah.
I also have this guy was expensive, but this is
Go Tanks. Yeah.
Yeah. His hair is super spiky. Actually, like if you hit somebody with this, like you could stab somebody for real.
Yeah.
Like no joke. But he's super posable. He has a bunch of points of articulation. He doesn't play. Go Tanks is my man. And then I also have Kaba.
Universe. The universe storyline.
Yep. He was in
Dragon Ball Super.
Power too.
Yeah.
He's mentored by Vegeta.
Yeah.
So, and then also I have a few Resident Evil action figures that I would love to show off.
The old Pelizzatis toys, or wait, which are those?
The old stuff. So here's a Licker. Yeah. And here's a Zombo.
Yeah, those are the old figures.
Yo, I actually thought it was so funny when I first got this, because look what he has in his hand. That's a donut.
Bad to see, but okay, that's dope.
Yeah, I know, right? It's funny.
That's cool.
But yeah, no, you could take them apart, whatever.
Oh, nice.
Yep, and the hat actually comes off. So, and the hat has like a little brain in there.
Oh, yucky details. I like it.
I know, right? I love it. And also, I'm a big Marvel fan, so I brought, down a couple action figures. So a bunch of lady fan service here, but X23.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, Lady Wolverine, people like to call her.
Marvel Legends, right?
Yes, yep. And she's super posable too. I've always loved X23. She's like the most badass superhero.
I think they portrayed her really well on Logan.
They did. She was a little girl at the time, but I hope they make a standalone movie for her. But
would be cool. I don't see it, but would be cool.
Yeah. One of my favorite lady superheroes though, is Jessica Jones. She is the best.
Oh, okay, that's a Netflix one.
Yep. She is awesome. I just love how like she's an alcoholic. She doesn't give a fuck. Like, she doesn't care, and she's super strong, and she can jump really high and stuff. So
sounds good.
That's all I brought down.
Cool. So
I have a lot more.
Well, that's a cool range, man. But you got a favorite shelf or something? Anything? Would you say favorite part of your collection or anything?
What's my favorite part of my collection? I would say I have a lot more wrestling action figures than anything else.
Also the old school from the 80s, like these super stiff with only a few functions?
No, that was way before my time. That was era, but what? Oh, you mean the old LJN figures?
Those.
Yep.
Right.
No, I don't have any of those. Those are worth a lot of money right now. Yeah, they're super expensive. If I ever became a millionaire one day, I would totally buy them, but no.
Man, I just got a chunk of money back. I spent a good bit, but I also laid back a good bit. So when I get some money and there are some rabbit holes I want to get into, I'm always like, here we go.
Yeah, it's spending time.
yeah, right. But
Yeah.
I don't know, like a question or two questions actually that I asked, which are a little weird, but I think to me it's interesting. I want to see it, and obviously someone watching this, so they think it's interesting.
Yep.
Is there a weird talent that you got? Like for myself, I got the weird talent. There's nothing I can make of it, but I got the weird talent. Like when I listen to faster metal, I can actually redo the drum parts with my tongue on the inside. That's super fast and also very exact. I can do shit with it, but I can use it. I can do that. This is very, very fast, and I never heard anyone do this too. So is there a talent that you got that you can maybe use or not, but it's the only it is a talent and you never heard it anywhere else?
What's funny is that I feel like I have a lot of those talents, but I can't really remember a lot of them off the top of my head. One that I can think of specifically is if my parents are in the next room, and I hear one small part of a movie, I can tell you exactly what movie it is, and you know, what part it is.
Cool.
Yeah. It was funny because my parents were watching some Adam Sandler movie, and I think it was Billy Madison or something like that. And I was, oh, that's Billy Madison, and they were just like, "How the fuck did you do that?" I'm just like, "I'm awesome. That's why."
Yeah, but I mean, Adam Sandler is also very specific. He has a very specific voice, but then getting that movie to know that it takes some knowledge.
Yeah, I do it with a lot of action movies too. Like anything Steven Seagal. Like as soon as I hear somebody talk in a Steven Seagal movie, I know right away it's a Steven Seagal movie. I don't know. It's just the pacing of the movies, I guess. But
Okay.
I'm a big Seagal fan.
Yeah, I never was too hard on Steven Seagal. I don't like that guy. But whatever floats your boat, man. So, but that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, the second question from those weird ones that I mean is I always like to call it community bullshit. So
yeah,
let's think about the situation. You are online, maybe say on an Instagram post, and there's this big discussion, and the one party behaves like absolute shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's essentially, let's say, why do you collect this? This is bullshit. Like really calling it like an instance, not saying, in my opinion, this is bullshit, but if you like it, you win. No, just taking it like an instant, this is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have some kind of, let's call it a divine influence, if you could have actual saying in such things, what would you say that would actually matter and stop such shit?
In your context with collecting things, or just
anyway.
You mean what would I say to like diffuse the situation, or
if you could, yeah, okay, diffuse the situation, but also really, what would you say so that it would actually stop?
Oh, I mean, usually the people that talk shit about something, they usually don't know a lot about it. So I would just say, honestly, like, you know, maybe do your research, you know, maybe get into a lot of other different things when in the specific genre, I guess. You know, let's just say, hey, you know, somebody came from Fortnite to Resident Evil, the new Resident Evil games, and they never played the old games. Mm-hmm. I hate when people say tank controls are horrible. I don't like tank controls. It's just like, dude, it's a learning curve. You have to practice in order to get good. That's so right. I would just say, do your research, play the games more, then maybe you'll have some sort of appreciation for them. You know, I just don't think the younger kids have access to a lot of the older games. I think that's what it is.
That's a good call. I mean, you kind of stream a lot of it, but still, I think they also tend to ignore the older stuff. Like many people also read up on that and also play up on that because they want to know where it's all coming from. Like essentially what we just said with the figures and everything. We like the new stuff, but we also know where it's coming from and we cherish that.
Yep.
But then on the other side, a lot of people actually ignore that. So
the thing with me is that I feel like older, more vintage stuff is better because I feel like less is more. And I feel like a lot of movies, a lot of games, a lot of, you know, other stuff. I mean, like figure like action figures nowadays, you know, superposable, whatever. I love the figures that are created nowadays. Best time to be an action figure collector. But when it comes to like I said, movies, games, you know, all sorts of other shit, less is more. You don't need a big budget. You don't need a bunch of graphics. All you need is 90s style zombies and a stupid handgun, cheesy voice acting, and there you go.
That's also what worked with the first Resident Evil, you know, that actual live action intro. I didn't think that was that goofy. I think they put a lot of time and effort into it.
Oh, it was great.
And it worked. It really worked. I like that.
Chris Albert Wesker.
That was cheesy. That was cheesy and also corny, but it still worked.
Resident Evil.
I think that was super cool. I think the first Resident Evil is probably maybe still the best. Like, and I think the remake is also very close, but they cut a lot of the corniness out and exchanged it for a lot of creepy mansion horror.
Oh yeah. definitely.
So, so I think that worked. I think I need to replay the remake again.
Resident Evil 1 Remake is my favorite Resident Evil game. To me, that's the epitome of how you remake something. Straight up. Like, they took everything from the original game, what made it great. They changed some of the mechanics. They added stuff, and they put everything in the remake that they had in the original game. That is how you do a remake. It's simple.
Yeah, I think so too.
Take what was in the other game, and in the original game, maybe put a new coat of paint on it, different mechanics, you know, and keep everything in, but also make it fresh and add something new.
I think the idea that they put Lisa Trevor in was excellent. Also the graveyard stuff, because that was cut from the original Resident Evil because they didn't have any more space left. So putting these in, and that was a big chunk. I think that was really cool. Also the I don't know, the little sized up underwater laboratory with the Neptune and everything.
Yes, yeah, that was also cool too.
That was super cool, and just for the time then, super realistic graphics, which still works.
Oh yeah.
So when you put the lights out and you just enjoy it, it's actually dawning here, so you can actually put it in the lower light.
Exactly.
Super cool, super cool.
It's great.
But, hey,
all the sound effects are great.
Amazing. But we saw some of your figures, so they are all out of box. But do you also collect or have stuff in box?
No. I say, you know, you only live once. So if you buy something, why not play with it a little bit? You know, I mean, that's my take on it, though. But a lot of people would disagree. I mean, stuff can be worth money. My dad is more of he's more of both. He keeps stuff in box. Depends on what it is, but also he'll open it up, you know, display it, play with it, you know.
Yeah, that's what many people do too. They get the box, they unbox it, actually they play with it or actually fiddle with it, playing is like the wrong word, and then they put it back. And I think there's also a big appeal to an actual wall with hangers on them, and then you put the figures actually on there. That's also kind of cool.
Yeah.
But for me, those guys are kind of made to be unboxed and actually play with. Like, I get the approach of people because of the value and everything, but I think it's just sad. Those guys are designed a certain way. You need to fiddle them. You need to check out the accessories and everything. And when you don't do that, I have the feeling like that's only my opinion. That's what I mean. You know, you like it, you win. If you want to have them boxed up on the wall, that's cool. That floats your boat.
Exactly.
But on the other hand, those guys are made to be unboxed. So
you know what I think it is? I compare like action figure collecting to being a YouTuber, I guess. And in the sense of like some people are in it for the money. Like they collect action figures because they're going to be worth something. But then you have other action figure collectors like me and like you who unbox them and want to play with them because they love it and they enjoy it. And those are also YouTubers too, because they do it because they love it and they enjoy it. And, you know, if they make money from it, okay, that's nice, you know, whatever. Yeah. But, you know, that was actually a pretty good comparison.
That sounds good.
Pull that one off. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense, actually. I think people should think about that way more, like getting a little bit more of a sense of respect for each other, like what I meant with the community bullshit. You know, when you like to put your figures up on a hangout closed up, and you enjoy that, the clean look, you're dusting that off, and you don't have all the shelves and stuff. That's cool. But if people like to unbox them and also have a joy for that, then you need to respect that. You know.
Exactly. You know, people should be allowed to play with what they buy. They've spent their hard-earned money on it. You know, like do what they want with it. It's not you know anybody else's business but theirs. So there you go. You know.
That's it. That's also why we collect. You know, that's a joy for us. We shouldn't get that joy tarnished by anybody.
Yeah.
So the more respect. But the thing is, why do you collect? Why did you start picking up figures? And also, do you got a rough estimate? Do you got a rough estimate when you started collecting?
When I was very young. Honestly, it comes down to my dad had a really, really great job at the time. He worked in a paper mill for 39 years. And in 2001, they went bankrupt and we almost lost everything. But my dad had a really solid job when I was a kid. I was born in 93. So we had about 8 years of my dad working just really, really hard. He made a lot of money. And he used to buy me an action figure every Friday. He would come home with a brand new action figure. And that to me was like, my dad was also, I mean, he's the best, you know, not just because he bought me action figures and stuff like that, but that man is the coolest dude ever. But, you know, he always said, he was like, you know, if you want to keep them in the box, that's fine. If you want to, you know, play with them, that's also fine, you know, but they're going to be worth, you know, money someday, whatever. Just do whatever you want. And he would come home with an action figure every Friday. And I just remembered, you know, looking forward to Friday nights because, you know, my dad worked a lot and, you know, Friday was like really the day that I could spend time with him. So, you know,
like some small Christmas in between every Friday.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's cool. I also had a cool memory with my dad back in the day. Like when I started recollecting, like I started with Spawn back in the day. The first thing I got was Spawn the Dark Ages, a deluxe set from Spawn, the Blood Axe with his horse Thunder, with a full box set with an actual Spawn horse.
That's what's up.
So I got that, went home, and I'm like, here, look what I got. And my parents both like, are you fucking serious? And I'm like, I don't know. I saw it and I wanted to have it, and I think it looks cool. So maybe.
Yeah.
But you're 18. And then my mother's like, let him do it. It's a phase. It will go over.
Nope. Nope.
Nice face, Mom.
It's never what parents think it is, honestly. It's like, I just love collecting action figures because when I'm a fan of something, I'm a fan of it. Like, if I don't like something, I don't shit on it. You know, I'm not, you know, whatever. But if I love something, I go balls deep into it. Like, I buy merch, I buy all this stuff, I collect it. You know, I play all the games. I spend time on that specific thing because I love it.
You immerse yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That's what I do too. Like I don't go that deep into it. Like I have certain lines that I go deep into it, but that's what my buddy Dan said a few days ago, or maybe it was yesterday. I can't remember anymore. That's also the quarantine shit. I lose the timeline. Is that what you guys do? Also, chat. Is anybody losing the timeline? I'm having problems getting the days divided now, actually. But what did I meant to say? Right, with my parents. Like at the evening, I was then sitting with my Spawn figure, and I was checking it out. He was actually having plush, like Viking plush, with like felt on the shoulders and also on the boots and everything. And my dad checked it out, and at first he was raising his eyebrows like, is he serious, you know? But then he had that figure in hand. He was like, this looks really fucking good.
Yeah, I know.
So that's when I kind of won him over. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, like guys like really, really cool stuff. I know a lot of girls that like really, really cool stuff. Like my mom, she's into like a lot of like hardcore stuff. I used to date somebody who was like very, very into like hardcore stuff and like collecting and stuff like that. Her and I got along for a little bit, but you know, that's where it kind of, you know, ended. But no, I think collecting is more of like, to me, it's like going into a swimming pool. You know, it's like, it's fun to dip your toes in and everything, but that's kind of boring, you know? Sometimes you come all the way in and just experience the water and just, just fucking, go all out and have fun in the swimming pool instead of just dipping your toes in, because it's a little boring, you know?
Yeah, but take care not to drown, dude. That's also easy.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true too. I was never a strong swimmer.
Me neither. I'm not a sports guy. Absolutely not. Like I'm 6'4" and I could do shit probably. I could maybe train and stuff, but I'm not that actually super sportive guy. So I get you. But final question, and then we're already out of here. Is there, collecting wise, whatever, collector's edition of a game or music, vinyl, I don't know, whatever, is there an actual grail that you would like to have or hope to have, or is there even something that doesn't exist, and where you would say, man, if that would come out, I would grab that like from the get-go? Aww.
Yeah, it's my little buddy. Say hello, Kaleidoscope. How you doing?
Kaleidoscope. That's a beaut.
Yeah, no, his name is Clyde. I call him Kaleidoscope. I don't know why. It's because of the kaleidoscope eyes.
Cool.
Yeah, Beatles. I forget. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. There we go.
Oh.
That's the song. Yeah. But a grail that I would like to have. Let's see. I don't know. I have a list of things that I want to get. Once I get a decent amount of money. There's a lot of figures made right now in the wrestling world that I would love to have. I'd love to pick up. Let's see.
For example, just one that you would really like from the get-go be really hot on now.
I don't know. That's tough. That's a tough question. I think. No, I mean, I'm pretty much satisfied with everything that I have. Usually if I want it, I go out and get it right away. I mean,
cool.
I don't know. That's a tough question. I mean, are there more figures that I want to get? Yeah, I think it's more of a collective thing than just one thing. Yeah.
But if you're happy, if that floats your boat, then you're golden, man. And you're golden, pony boy.
Exactly.
So why don't you tell the good folks where you can find you?
All right, you can find me and the Clydester at Wrestling with Evil on YouTube. And you could also find me on Instagram. My link is in the description of all my videos on YouTube. All you have to do is go in there and click on it and whatever. My Instagram is, I think it's just Wrestling with Evil. I believe it is. Yeah. And Twitter is Wrestling Evil. Picture of my logo, everything, logo of the channel. And you can find me every Monday through Friday. Sometimes I like to take Tuesday or Wednesday off every once in a while because sometimes, I get a little gassed out. But,
Gotcha.
Join the live streams. That would be awesome. Also, I have a Patreon. Is it all right if I plug that?
Plug away. That's your plug, man.
Awesome. If you would like to support the channel in some other way, definitely join me on Patreon at www.patreon.com/we are wrestling with evil. And everybody wrestles with evil, brother.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sometimes you just need a place to wrestle with it.
That's right.
Exactly.
So, dude, Lucas, thanks for being on, man. I had a great time.
No problem.
So, I guess we're gonna repeat that soon. I believe on your channel, right?
Yep.
But for today, I would say I hope you enjoyed this. If you want, give Lucas a like. I think you will appreciate it. His streams are fun. And I'm gonna keep it real simple tonight because it's Sunday and the night was long, and I want to just kick back a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed, Lucas. Had a great time, man.
All right, I guess it's time to go, right, buddy?
So take care, guys. Thanks for the chat for being there, and thanks for you guys watching later on. See you soon. Take care.
Bye, guys.